Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of To the Max Outdoors. As you can see here laying on the table, we got us another AR-15 build going on. More specifically, this AR-15 here is chambered in 6.5 Grendel, and it's going to be my new deer hunting rifle, bear hunting rifle for the upcoming season. Now, I've really grown fond to the AR chassis for a deer hunting, bear hunting route, or for a deer or bear hunting platform. When Max was a kid, instead of buying him a youth gun or a compact gun, we actually built our first one together. When I say building it, we're just building lowers and buying complete uppers. But him at 6-7 years old, we put together a lower and put a 223 upper on it, and that was his first deer gun. That's what he killed deer with. He had hands on building it, and it meant something to him, and it's a safe queen now, that one is. So that really pushed me, later in my life, that really pushed me into getting into these ARs as a hunting platform. And since then, we've moved on to 350 Legends, the 450 Bushmaster, 6.5 Grendel now. So really liking this, and what I wanted to do and try to make a somewhat short video out of it is everything you see here laying on the table was purchased for under $500. Now, I'm not including shipping, and I'm not including the FFL fees in that, nor taxes in that. But for under 500 bucks, I bought a complete upper, a semi-decent scope, an offset scope mount, the lower receiver, and the lower build kit, and 2 magazines. Forgot about them. It's pretty easy to do. Now, I will say that I probably had 4 months in watching the internet, watching certain websites to get the products that I want to build this thing. So it is doable. You just have to be patient, and you have to be on time, because when this stuff goes on sale a lot, you have to be right on it at the time it goes on sale. Now, what we have here is, this is a Bear Creek Arsenal 6.5 Grendel upper, and this one here, like I said, is chambered in 6.5 Grendel. It is an 18-inch heavy stainless steel barrel. That's what I wanted, and I also wanted a dual charging upper. Bear Creek Arsenal is known for their right side charging. They've kind of put their claim to fame on this style of charging handle, but they've also went and added another second charging handle to it. So we're going to give that one a try. I shoot this same upper minus the upper charging handle in a 350 Legend, and I absolutely loved it, so I didn't hesitate to go on back to this. Bear Creek Arsenal, if you watch their website, you can buy complete uppers really affordable. And just like this one, I even upgraded for a stainless steel heavy barrel, and it really wasn't that much more. Like I said, I've been pleased with them in the past. Max shoots one in a 350 Legend and a 223 Wild, and they're the same uppers. Both of us love them, so that's why I went back with it again. Now, this specific lower here, just a lower receiver, it is a Palmetto State. Is a palmettostatearmory lower. Like I said, bought it on sale. It's probably my most favorite lower to date. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's a Let's Go 15 lower receiver. It's NASCAR theme, we'll put it that way. Let's go Brandon. So like I said, I found that on Palmetto State. Really super affordable as a stripped lower. And if you guys have never built a lower for an AR-15, minimal mechanical skills, you can put a lower together. They're super simple. There's about 8 steps to put them together. We'll get into that here more in a minute. I'm just going to explain it. I'm not going to show it to you. Palmetto or lower receivers, I've never had a problem with them. They've always been the fit and finish on them. It has always been really good for me. We're up to building a few now, and I've never had a flaw with one of them. Now, I do shoot a Magpul compact type restricted stock. That's what they call CTR. And the reason I like it is when you find your adjustment, all of them kind of have a little bit of a wobble to them in this style stock. But this one here has an extra friction lock in it right there that takes all that out of it. That's why I go with them. That's, you know, that's just personal preference for me. Like I said, these are hunting rifles to me. They're not, we don't go shoot tens of thousands of rounds out of them. That's not our deal. We take them, we shoot them, we sight them in at 100 yards, and that's where they live the rest of their life. So there again, Palmetto State Lower Builds Kit, Bear Creek Arsenal Complete Upper. And then probably my best find was, this is a Vortex Sonora 4-12 by 44. Now, I'm somewhat familiar with Vortex, but I'm not familiar with the Sonora. So I was reading the specs on it because I found the Vortex Sonora scope and their 2-inch offset cantilever mount on Palmetto's website is a combo deal, and the combo price was cheaper than I could buy the mount or the scope separately. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Vortex Sonora. I know I have a Copperhead, a Vortex Copperhead, and it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same characteristics and same, you know, features as the Copperhead, and I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to give it a try. I know it is the lowest end scope that Vortex makes, but there again, it's a hunting rifle. You know, we're 250 yards is the maximum that we're going to shoot this rifle. So I think that 4-12 by 44 with that BDC reticle in it, I think it's perfectly fine to do what we're going to do. It also run across some Duramags on sale. I believe they came from PSA Armory also. I'm a Duramag fan. I like them. They're aluminum construction. These are 10 rounders. I wanted a flush fit mag, but I don't. You know, that's fine by me right there. That fit is a-okay with me. So Duramags are good and they're made in USA, so we're good. Like I said, under $500 minus FFL and shipping. That's a hell of a deal. You can't beat it. Now this Palmetto Lower Builds Kit, we'll talk about it here for a second. You go on Palmetto State Armory's website, you can look through different kits. They come all your individualized lower build kits pieces come individually bagged. There's about 8 steps to building a lower, so they're all bagged the same. So when you go to build the trigger assembly is in one bag. When you go to build the safety assembly, it's in one bag. Mag catch is in one bag. Front and rear pins are in a bag. They do an extremely good job of making things mil-spec specific. It's a really simple process. I've built enough of these from Palmetto with this lower builds kit. They probably have one of the better kits on the market for the cost. There again, they're not high end, they're perfectly fine. Now what this gun has is, this is the enhanced polished trigger group. I like the enhanced polished trigger group. There's a nickel finish on the trigger and the sear in there. And it makes about a 5 to 7 pound trigger pull, which is stiff. There again, these are hunting rifles. Now they break like glass in my opinion. When you get on this gun and you go to the trigger, you can feel it. It's smooth. Very, very minimal work out of the box to get this trigger as smooth as it is. I like a tad bit of a stiff trigger pull, so these fit me pretty well. Max absolutely loves these guns, and if you walked back there somewhere last year, he doesn't even flinch when he pulls the trigger on this gun, and this trigger has allowed him to become a better shooter, because some people flinch or jerk the trigger, it causes you to flinch. This trigger break, to me, what Palmetto does with their polished triggers and this nickel coating is fantastic. I like a good crisp but butter glass smooth break, and these have it. Like I said, this one here is probably one of the lighter trigger pulls I've ever got from Palmetto, and I'm extremely happy with it. Now, yet I've yet to run a round downrange with it, so you know that testing will tell us. But overall, really super excited for this build. It was an easy build for. It was a really easy build for what it is. All the parts fit perfectly together. Like I said, this smooth action. There again, that friction lock stock. And I can tell you right now that this gun, the combination of the cantilever 2-inch offset mount and my cheek weld makes this pretty natural to me. I'm real excited about how this gun shoulders, how it feels in my hand, the weight of this gun. Bear Creek Arsenal did a good job with the weight on that and the forearm on that. Can't wait to get this out to the range and see what this thing will do. You know, that's going to be fun, I believe. I really like the way it feels in my hand so far. So just a short recap. Under $500 bear hunting rifle that we built. Like I said, it's just a lower build. We didn't build the upper. Bear Creek Arsenal does a great job building uppers. I'm not going to fool with that. We have a Palmetto State Let's Go Brandon lower. We have a Palmetto State enhanced polished trigger with the Magpul CTR lower builds kit. Bear Creek Arsenal 18.5-inch heavy stainless barrel 6.5 Grendel Vortex Sonora 4-12 by 44 sitting on top of a Vortex cantilever 2-inch offset mount, and we're running 10 round Duramags out of it. Under $500. Can't wait to get this gun out of the range, and we'll meet you there. Okay, the day has finally come. It has been about 2.5 weeks since I've been able to get up here to my little makeshift range and get this 6.5 Grendel, get the barrel broke in to how I normally do it. Well, here again, I'm not going to go through this whole process of breaking in a barrel, just like I didn't go in depth on how to build an AR lower. Tons of videos out there to do it. I probably do it my own way. I do it the way I was taught. It's worked for me. You do it your way, or send me a question to the Max Outdoors at gmail.com. Find me on Instagram, to the Max Outdoors. Shoot me a private message. I'm more than willing to talk to anybody about how to play with these. I think it's a fun little hobby to get into, especially if you have a son or a daughter, or maybe you're an older grandparent. I built one with my grandpa. It was the best time I ever had. But anyways, I'm going to break this gun in today. Just generally how I do it is I do 10 3-shot groups. In between each of those shots, I'll clean the barrel until the patch comes out clean. That's how I was taught to do it. That's how I'll do this gun. That's how I've done every new gun that I got. Now, we are, and I know you're not going to be able to see it because we're on a GoPro here. There is a cardboard box out there at 50 yards with a shipping label on it. Now, I'll try to hammer my little video right here in the corner somewhere about a laser bore sighter. I promise you, if you buy a green laser bore sighter and you get in the woods like this, or say a moderately cloudy day on a range, and you have a good backing, like say a white backing or something that'll take color well, a green laser, you will be able to see it. I can see this naked eye, and I'm sure you can't. I'll go back here. I'll try to zoom the GoPro. Just maybe I can show you, maybe not. I don't know about that. Oh, here we go, getting all shaky. Nope, not gonna fool with it. Can't do it. Okay, so you just have to take my word for it. I promise you, at 50 yards on that white shipping label, that brown cardboard box, I was able to dial this scope into the barrel trajectory. And there again, if you go back and watch that video, I'll talk about how to zero these bore sighters out, because some people have used them and had bad luck with them. I was that guy for a long time until I sat down and figured out how that thing works. It makes sense. So anyways, be a little more specific about this gun. I did not build this gun to be a 1,000-yard paper bullet hole cutter. I built this gun to shoot minute of whitetail, minute of black bear. So if I can keep them in a 6-inch ring at 100 yards, you know, consistently, if I can hit within that 6-inch ring and group them, say within an inch, inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches, if I'm not being real particular and shooting factory ammo out of that, I'm going to be more than happy with it. I know some people might not be, but I am. I've shoot this gun enough to know how it shoots. I'll dial the scope in as best as I can, and then I'll shoot that gun like that. I know this is a lower end scope, so it is what it is. I built it and I'm happy with it. So we're going to break this gun in. I'll shoot a couple here on camera. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process. There again, 3-shot groups and clean. That's pretty simple, and that's pretty much how it's going to go here. So make sure you take your bore sighter out before you shoot the gun. It probably won't work out too well if you don't. So take that fella out, put him away here right quick. I do have 6, so what I'm shooting today is just factory Frontier. They're Hornady bullets, but they're full metal jacket stuff. Hornady Frontier cartridges. It was something that was readily available and easy to find, and like I said, I'm just going to burn a bunch of these down through here, cleaning this barrel up and fouling the barrel up and cleaning it up to break the gun in. So I don't know if we're going to dial in a hand load for this yet or not, but we'll see. I would like to have a gun that I could just shoot factory ammo out of it within an inch at 100 yards. That's my goal. So we'll see what happens here. There again, this gun, it built really nice. It built flawlessly. It shoulders on me pretty well, and I got high hopes for this gun. You're going to see a round go through this gun the first time. I have not put a round through this gun, so let's see what happens here. Oh, by the way, for some people hollered at me in my shotgun videos that I didn't yell headphone warning. So headphone warning, this is going to go bang. So there we are, 50 yards. We're on 4 power. I don't like the way this Caldwell is hitting me in the cheek. All right, now I'm comfortable. Here we go. Wow, that was right where I was aiming. That's amazing. It did move the lead sled or the Caldwell matrix sled because I wasn't holding on to the gun, but let's do 2 more. Headphone warning. 1 more. I know you can't see it, but what I can see through that scope is I just put 3 really good shots on that box at 50 yards. The first 3 that come out of that gun, for me, I'm sure it was factory fired, but the first 3 shots I just put out of that gun were pretty daggone close to where I'm aiming. So I hope this video, you know, I hope somebody sees this video and I hope somebody watches this video and says, you know what, I ought to try that. I just proved to you, under 500 bucks, you can build a middle of the road AR-15 platform gun in a 6.5 Grendel that is more than capable of killing a whitetail or a black bear. East Coast, let's say East Coast animals. Anything I'm going to hunt on the East Coast, 250, 300 yards, and more than capable of taking any animal down. And you had your hands in it. You know how it's built, you know how it's put together, you know how it's clean, you know how it's oiled. I get a blast out of this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys have had a good time watching this video. Leave me your comments, get a hold of me however you want to. I'm more than happy to give you any advice or tips or stuff that I did wrong in the past. So thanks for watching To The Max Outdoors.